Ooh, what's this? Oh, looks nice. Kind of looks like a genie lamp. Wonder what's inside. Oh, I always wanted some wishes. I wonder if I rub it if I'll get 3 wishes. Oh, Master, who commands me, you have been granted 3 wishes. Any that you choose, I am here to serve you, sir. What are your 3 wishes?
I asked for a genie, not a short Jewish guy.
Sometimes you don't always get what you ask for.
Is this your human form? You look like a short Jewish guy, not a genie.
Look, it was a lazy day. I figured, what the hell, I'm not here to impress anybody. So, yeah. Hope you're okay with less than stellar Genie.
Oh, okay.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as he's okay with it. I may not be Will Smith, but
He'll do. Now give me my damn 3 wishes. Bitch, I want to be rich. I want to be healthy.
what's the 3rd one?
I have unlimited sex.
Oh my God! Like,
Those are my 3 wishes.
that's actually not bad 3 wishes.
Exactly.
That's actually pretty good. I didn't even think about those, but you're a clever man, sir.
Exactly.
Ooh, he's pretty
That's all
clever.
how you word it, though. That's what the movie told
Oh,
us.
this
That's all how
is
you word
very
it.
true, sir. Welcome everybody to a brand new movie review where we talk about give me my fucking. This is my home, goddammit.
Yes, tiny little living space.
Fucking home here. Guys, we are talking about Aladdin here, and before I end up actually talking about Aladdin with you, how about I actually get into my regular shirt here, because I'm feeling way overexposed here. So yes, let's get into that, guys, shall we? Oh man, oh baby, ooh, I'm much better, man. I don't know how the genies do that. A little overexposed for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit. Yeah, so you know what? Now that I'm properly dressed, let's get into Aladdin 2019. And, look, to be honest with you, I saw the trailers, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks really bad, man. This looks really bad. I don't know if you were in the same boat.
Yes.
It looked really bad, man. So I was curious to find out what it was gonna be. I mean, this is the 2nd of 3 live action or sort of live action remakes for Disney this year. The first being Dumbo, which you and I saw.
Yep.
And again, this one seemed like kind of a gamble in my eyes, but one I was really curious of. Where do you want to start with Aladdin, sir?
I thought the plot was very different.
Okay.
I thought it was very unique. I thought the plot was different than the original. There was a lot of added music scenes. There was a lot of original music with Jasmine. The ending was very different. It's very different than the original Aladdin movie. If you saw the original versus this one,
Yeah.
the characters also look very different. We get Genie, which was much funnier, I guess you can say. Not that Will Smith did a bad job, but this Genie was very different. And I think just the overall appearance of Jasmine and Aladdin were different. And I think the Sultan looked very different, and so did Jafar. They looked very different.
Well, I mean, my thing about it is, like, I was curious with the differences, because unlike something like Dumbo, where Dumbo was a short animated film that they had to really, like, stretch
Absolutely.
and pad out. It was a little more of a fleshed out story in that first animated movie, and there was a lot that they could do with it as far as live action, but yet there was a lot of things that they could add and they could take out. I mean, what are some of the things that come to your mind that they added or they took out that,
I think the most added scene I love was Jasmine, which is there's a song she sung in the movie Speechless.
Yes.
I'm not speechless, basically saying, you know, she's ready to take over the throne.
Yeah.
This movie was different than, oh, it's not just her marrying a man and letting him be sultan. She wanted to be sultan. She wanted the power. She wanted to take over. So when she sung that song, I thought that was very different. I thought the end of the movie was very different. What Jafar did, you didn't have the hourglass scene. You didn't have the
It didn't have like the big like cobra.
the big cobra. You had very
Yeah.
different, and even Jafar's staff was very different because the way it was reformed after it broke was very different. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought the acting was just, even though I know you're not a fan of, I thought the acting was pretty good.
No, I mean, I do admit, I think the acting is really good here. I think everybody did a really solid job for the most part. I will admit that, see, I didn't really fully buy into the love story a lot.
Yes.
It feels to me like somebody, and it must have been that way back in the day. You just meet somebody after a couple days and suddenly it's like, you're like, I guess that's
Well, they had a
true
second love story going on too. Remember, between the genie and the handmaid.
Yes,
they
they
didn't have
did.
that in the original. You know.
They didn't have that in the original either. I think both love stories, I don't think completely worked, but I think they were serviced enough. Like I said, I think the acting is phenomenal here, and I do have to give them credit, Disney, because they did actually cast people of the proper ethnicity.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think people really wanted like a whitewashing here. They did not want that. Whereas, like, if you remember, there was a movie that came out a couple years back called Exodus, about like Moses and everything like that, right? And you had like people like I think like Christian Bale or somebody like that, and they were playing Egyptians. And that was kind of like oh man, really, like they're playing, oh, okay, that doesn't work.
I agree.
You know, so I mean, I do give them credit though for doing that.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think the casting was spot on. I think the casting worked overall. On top of that, I mean let's get into the wild card here, which is Will Smith.
I think that when I saw the trailer, I was very upset. I said that, I even told you, remember this, that I wish they picked a different actress, and I wish they picked anybody else. But I have to actually say, when I saw the movie, he did a pretty good job. And his voice, I mean, remember, Will Smith, before he was an actor, was a singer. He was a rapper.
Yeah.
So he actually did a pretty damn good job singing, and the little solos he did singing, I thought he did a damn good job. I thought he was funny. I thought he tried a little bit too hard being funny. I think basically he could have paced it back a little bit. I think he was trying a little bit too hard in certain scenes.
I think he was trying too hard too. And, you know, I read up on a few interesting things that he was terrified to do this role. I mean, he accepted it, but he was terrified because you're walking in the shoes of Robin Williams. And even though it was an animated movie, Robin Williams gave that character so much life and depth that you can't think of anyone else really taking over the role. So Will Smith doing that, it's a different take, and I credit Will Smith because, again, like, I saw the trailers just like you, and I was terrified looking at that trailer of like, oh my god, he looks terrible, the blue looks terrible, he just looks really out of place, this does not work. And thankfully you don't always go off of trailers, thank God. Because no, it worked really, really well. He was spot on. He was stellar. He did try a little bit too hard at times, but you could tell that he was having fun with the role.
Yes, I thought he did a good job.
I thought he did a phenomenal job, and he's really the one thing I think that's like a gamble.
I think what hurt the movie the most was that there was no chemistry between the main actor, Jasmine, and Aladdin. There was no love chemistry.
Yes.
I think there was more chemistry between the genie and the handmaiden. That love story, there was more chemistry. I think there was very little chemistry between Aladdin and Jasmine. I wish there was more, and I think that kind of hurt the movie in certain ways.
I think it did hurt the movie in certain ways too. And I'll tell you what hurt a little bit too, I think, in my mind, is, see, I wasn't as big of a fan of Jafar this time around, because not that he didn't look the part, he looked the part fine. I felt the voice was not as deep and as menacing.
He was wimpy.
Yes, yes.
That's the
Yeah.
word you're looking
Oh,
for.
yeah. I was
Wimpy.
looking for a wimpy. He did.
He
Yeah.
was very wimpy. He wasn't like the original Aladdin, where he was had a deep, manly voice, and he was scary, and he was sinister. He was wimpy.
Yeah, and that didn't quite work for me because I felt like, dude, if you're gonna pull this off, you need somebody that literally is so imposing that you're just scared when they even walk in the room.
Absolutely.
And that didn't quite do it for me, I got to admit. Again, I do have to admit though that the colors and everything, the film looks beautiful.
The place it was filmed looked gorgeous.
Oh my
the
God.
setting, they really had a good setting for it taking place thousands of years ago.
Oh my God, the setting was fantastic. The art design and everything, the
Even the
cinematography.
CGI with the Raja, the tiger, remember?
Yes, the
I
tiger.
thought that was very good.
And also the monkey.
Yep, the CGI was very
because
good.
because at times I thought it was real, and I had to remember to myself, actually no, it's not, it's CG, and I thought that worked really well in the movie. I thought they did a really great job overall with the design and everything to do with the concept, with the movie itself. And I have to give credit here because this movie is directed by Guy Ritchie. Now, Guy Ritchie did, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. He did Snatch. He did the 2 Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. He's not a guy that does Disney.
No.
He's really not. He's so far removed from anything like Disney, but he was interested in the movie because of somebody like Aladdin being a street thief and a hustler, and he does a lot of movies that's about that. So he was very interested in that. And to be honest with you, I thought when I was entering into the movie, I was like, you know what, Guy Ritchie, like I can see somebody like a Tim Burton on a Dumbo movie.
Yep.
Because Tim Burton, I can see that. I can see certain directors doing it, but I'm like, Guy Ritchie is so far from who I would ever think of like making this movie. But crazy enough, it works, man. And it works because he's invested in it. And he wants to make it similar for somebody like you and me who have seen the animated movie and can remember those cool moments, but yet different enough where you don't expect everything that's going to happen.
Well, not just that, look at the CGI with the parrot, too.
Well, yes.
That was awesome.
That was awesome,
That was
too.
awesome. One of my favorite parts of the movie.
That was awesome too,
part.
and completely again like it's different expectations. You go in thinking one thing, and you're surprised when it's not exactly what you're expecting, but you're surprised in a good way. And it's a different one. Is it a movie that's going to? Is it a movie that's better than the animated movie? That's really up for other people
to grabs.
I think the animated one is still king. If I were to say so,
yes.
I were to say so. I mean, that's what I grew up on.
This one's still going to make a lot of money, and I think it's going to be very successful.
Let me ask you this though: do you think? I mean, we saw Dumbo, and now this. Which one is better?
This one is definitely better.
This one is definitely better. Like you think they had better ideas for the story. You think that it didn't feel forced or anything.
I think it was a better idea. I think it was a better plot scheme. I think it was more well thought out. I thought the acting was better. I just thought it was an overall better movie.
I thought it was an overall better movie too. I really honestly did. And this one, again, like if you were to tell me the beginning of the year which one was going to be better, Dumbo or Aladdin, I would have clearly said Dumbo.
Yeah, but no, this one was better.
This one did honestly surprise me quite a bit. It really honestly did. Yeah, man. To me, I mean, I think everything fits really well. Even like I said, the actor who plays Aladdin does really well. The actress who plays Jasmine does very well.
It's
also,
just they don't have chemistry together.
Yes, but I do have to admit, outside of that, I thought that the dance sequences were really cool as well. I love the dance stuff, and the music. I think the actors do a great job with it. The singing, I thought was spot on.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you have Will Smith doing like, hey. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't
You love
never had a friend, never had a friend. Like he's doing a little hip hop there.
Yeah.
He's getting a little jiggy with it.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. But I think it does work, man. I honestly do. It really does. All of the cylinders were firing perfectly on this one. Crazy enough, for the most part, it falters a little bit, but for the most part, it really stays the course really well. What's your final thoughts and grade rating on Aladdin, sir?
Well, The acting for me wasn't, I mean, the Will Smith, it was good, but
Yes.
the lack of chemistry between Jasmine and Aladdin really did it for me.
Yeah.
But I thought the settings, because it took place thousands of years ago, I thought it was great. The CGI I thought was great. I thought the sequences, the singing was great. I'm going to have to give it a solid B+.
Wow, okay, very cool. You know, for me, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at this movie and I said, this movie terrifies me. Because anytime you remake anything, especially something that's beloved, I feel like you're really, you're playing with house money that you probably shouldn't play with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I looked at this film and I'm like, maybe you could get away with Dumbo, but damn, Aladdin, color me surprised, man. Color me majorly surprised. I was surprised how much I really enjoyed Will Smith. I thought the dance sequences were really great. It felt very Bollywood at times. I really loved, you know, like I said, the singing. I thought they did a great job. Like, Arabian Nights, Arabian Dreams. Am I good?
You're actually pretty good.
I am?
Yeah, you're actually pretty good.
Can I be in the movie?
No, you can't be in the
Okay,
movie,
oh,
but you're pretty good.
God damn it. No, it was really, really well done, dude. And I was really honestly surprised about this one. It really is one worth seeing, and I don't think I would have said that before seeing it, but that just means you have to give movies chances. And this movie definitely deserves a chance. I would give it a low B-. Again, chemistry was a little off, and, you know, some of the plot sometimes wasn't always the greatest, but I do have to admit, though, that it definitely surprised me in a big bad way. Before I went into the movie, I would have thought it would have been like a like D or something. But
now, what we say in every movie review, is it worth seeing in the movie theaters?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely see it in the movie theaters, guys. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what about those 3 wishes I asked for the beginning?
Oh, yes. Truth be told, I'm not actually a real genie.
You lied to me?
Okay, to be fair, I really want it out of that fucking pot because let's be honest with you, that thing is really small and I need
really
a bigger.
looking forward to my 3 wishes.
Yeah, but they're kind of unrealistic wishes anyways.
I
mean,
guess so.
They're unrealistic wishes. You could do much better, and you know.
I guess so.
Yeah, you could. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Well, at least you're free now.
At least I'm free, right? I'm free. Well, for the time being, unless you wouldn't put me back in with
No, I'd be nice. I want to put you back in. Just turn your head for a second, though.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the movie review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And we'll be back next time for another movie review. Well, maybe he will, because I have a feeling that I'm going back into the bottle. Take care, everybody!